Segundo.
Hi everyone, Only Waifu here, and today I would like to share my Katakuri deck list that I've been utilizing in the current meta. I will also provide insights on how to effectively pilot this deck and offer strategies for dealing with various matchups in the current meta. So let's get straight into the video. So kicking it off, we have 4 copies of Charlotte Pudding, Big Mom Pirate Searcher. Definitely a must for all Big Mom attribute decks. Next, we have 4 copies of Strusen for the searchable 2k counter and to pop those pesky 1 cost in Zoro and Law, but you will mostly be using them for 2k counter. Then we have 4 copies of Charlotte Sparrow for searcher and body. Next, we have 3 copies of Charlotte Broly for the free trigger blocker. I also have 4 copies of Charlotte Amande for 2k counters and to pop those low cost characters, but like Strusen, you would mostly be using it for 2k counters. 4 copies of Beiji and also 4 copies of Blocker Sanji, staples for all yellow decks. Next up, I have 4 copies of Katatsu to counter decks like Zoro and Red-Green Law, as these 2 decks have always been a problem for Katakuri, but with the additional of a mid-game on-play KO, it helps to clear the board of board-reliant leaders earlier into the game. 4 copies of Shirahoshi. This card is busted as it gives you the ability to remove counterless cards from your hand for free when triggered, which could end up winning you the game. I also have 2 copies of Satori, a 2k counter which can be played when triggered to establish a body. Now onto the big bodies, we have 2 7-cost Big Moms, 3 Katakuri, and also 4 copies of 10-cost Big Mom. Lastly, we have 4 Thunderbolts to pop 5 costs for free when it's triggered from live. I'll be discussing on some of the problems that I faced during the current meta. Now let's start with fighting Purple Luffy.
Monkey D. Luffy, yoroshiku.
Against Purple Luffy, we face an unfavorable matchup because Katakuri relies on playing on curve, and a single Magellan from Purple Luffy can disrupt our curve with the potential for even more disruption if they summon a second one. To address this, we incorporate 7-cost Mom into our deck. As Katakuri players often prefer to go second, this allows us to have sufficient dawns by our 4th turn to play 7-cost Mom. And Purple Luffy players will often opt to give us the life point because it's crucial for their resource ramping. Additionally, we reserve our Katakuri to eliminate their 7-cost Kid, 5-cost Kid, and Urashima, which could pose a significant threat to us if left unattended onto the board. Next up, when fighting a Nell, the odds are in our favor because we possess 7-cost Mom and 10-cost Mom, allowing us to gradually burn our opponent's last remaining life, which forces them to use their leader effect. Typically, when we play 7-cost Mom, they may choose to give us a life to keep their own life totally stable, since it holds significant importance for them in terms of looping their life. Next, for Sakazuki or Sakaluchi, we have the advantage once again due to the presence of 7-cost Mom and 10-cost Mom in our deck. This is particularly significant because Sakai would use their counter cards to reduce the cost of our units. thereby making it challenging for them to defend their life. Consequently, inflicting life burn becomes a substantial disadvantage for them in this context. Next, when fighting with Green Uta,
出た負け惜しみ
it favors us with a 60-40% advantage. Currently, the 3 most prominent boss monsters for Green Uta are 7-cost Luffy, 8-cost Kid, and 10-cost Doffy. Our 8-cost Katakuri has the ability to counter 2 out of the 3 boss monsters, rendering their plays ineffective when those cards are used. And lastly, while fighting the Red Green Law and Zoro, the card for both of these matchups is Gedatsu, primarily because Red Green Law and Zoro decks typically feature multiple small units that Gedatsu can easily eliminate. After that, we can leverage on Katakuri to move the 5-cost Mako and Blocker Law, which stalls the game, allowing us to start a chain of Big Mom. So that's basically it for this deck profile. If there are any questions about this deck profile, feel free to put them in the comments and I would love to answer them. Alternatively, if you have any recommendations on how to further improve the playstyle of this deck, do also drop them in the comments below. Thank you and I'll see you in the next video. Bye!
南の島はあったけパイナップルプル頭ポカポカアホばっか